and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Sienna LE front-wheel drive in the color white. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, you'll find the gas component of the hybrid energy system. It is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, automatic transmission, gets up to 245 horsepower at 176 pound-foot of torque, towing capacity up to 3,494 pounds. Up front, LED headlights, customary daytime running lights, and that blue Toyota hybrid logo. Now, onto the side, you've got 17-inch alloy wheels. Then, side mirrors include blind spot monitoring there on the inside. As you move back, you'll find all of your rear windows come with factory tinting. Now, up top, we've got black roof rails. On the back of the unit, on the right-hand side, there is the LE trim level badge. Left-hand side, you have your HEV badge. Sienna logo across the back underneath the Toyota logo, and underneath of both of those is your backup camera. To open up your cargo space, reach next to the camera, which is right underneath of that first N, press the button and lift up. So inside here, your second row seating you'll find has a 40-20-40 split, meaning this middle section can function independent from the other two sides. We'll talk about these guys in a minute when we get up front there. For your third row occupants, they have a 60-40 split on the right-hand side, once again allowing each side to function independently from each other. For your third row occupants, they have access to plenty of their own cup holder and charger spaces as well. Then you'll notice that the seats have a couple of different arrangements, which is also indicated and shown how to achieve via this little diagram on the back of the seats. But the three main ways is to have it upright, which is meant, of course, for passenger seating. You can simply fold this flat downwards, or you can tuck it away the way that we have it on the right-hand side. So three different arrangements for three different possible scenarios. Of course, you have the one for seating purposes, but then the other two, if you simply flap this down, it leaves this large open space down below so that you can put extra deep storage throughout the back here, or if you have something extra tall, you need a little bit of extra headroom than what is typically afforded in this area. You can use this extra deep well down below in order to give yourself that little bit of extra room. Or if you want to, you can tuck it in flat the way we have it here, which creates this large flat bed space all throughout the back here, which is great for if you have any large items that need to go and take up large amounts of room. Any way that you want to have it set up, you can achieve it by either using number 1 or number 2, which are labeled. And again, there's a diagram showing you how to go about doing each one of these different options. Now, to get to your battery, you will be able to access it through this little false wall on the right-hand side here. And to close up your space in the back, simply reach up to the handle on the top right-hand corner and pull this back down into its starting position. Next, let's go take a look at the insides. To open it up back here, you got a couple of different options from the outside. One of them is to simply pull on the handle, or you can press the little black button. You may have noticed that on the other side too. Either way, it has the same result, which is just sliding the door over for you. Inside, your interior upholstery is the gray cloth. Middle sections of it have this heathered look to them. Now, as we said, this is a 40-20-40 situation. So it means that there are two separate stable seats on either side, and then this middle section, which can either be left in for seating purposes, of course, or you can choose to take it out. There are straps that are attached to this guy, and that way you're able to adjust it, or you could even just simply flap this back seat or back support area forward to create more of an armrest situation. Though as you can see, there are indeed armrests included on both the inside and the outside of the seats here, so that there is lots of different arrangements for comfort purposes for your occupants. If you want to have this set up for all of the seating purposes, you're going to leave this middle section in. That means that no foot traffic can go through the middle. So to gain access into your third row area for seating, you can simply use these little adjustments on the side. As you can see, there are these large tracks that go across the floor space, which means that these seats have a lot of room to move around. You can either have them folding upwards or simply sliding back and forth in order to get quick and easy access into your third row section. Now, looking up overhead, you'll find that this third air conditioning control panel up top. This allows for your second and third row occupants to customize their own temperature, fan speed, and mode. This can be controlled from up front. We'll take a look at that in just a second when we get up there. On the back of your second row seat, or on the back rather of your front passenger seat, you have this storage pouch. back of the console, you have your charger ports, cup holders are down below, and then we have the Sienna rubber mats currently installed inside the unit. One last thing is that you can notice on the inside of the windows we have this little black piece. It's a little hard to access to show you, but this is a built-in sunshade, so you're able to use this little tab to lift the shade upwards. Then it will hook into place on these two spaces inside of the window itself. That way you can keep the sun out of everybody's eyes without it taking away from the view. And as you can see, it goes back in to be flush with the door frame as well. Now, inside of the door, there is an additional way to open or close the doors themselves. We saw the first two on the outside using the handle. There is a third option, which is inside of the door. You have this little handle. You can just give him a pull and it will automatically start closing. And then on the inside, there is one more. This is your fourth option. Underneath of this handle, you'll find this little button. This is on both sides inside here. You can see the little one glowing right underneath there. You can reach down underneath, give this a press, and once again, your door will automatically open or close for you the rest of the way. Now, inside of your driver's door, you've got power windows here for both front and back, window lock, power lock system, and your side mirror controls, plus tons of different storage space. Inside, you have power adjustable seating, back, front, up, down, and lumbar support. Then you've got your hood release and gas release on the bottom left-hand corner. You also have your power door off, which if you have this turned on, that means that these doors will not be able to be opened from the inside. They can only be opened from the outside or using the controls that are located up top. That way, if you have any passengers in the back that you don't want to be getting out and running amok, you can just turn the power doors off and they can't be letting themselves in and out willy-nilly. On top of that, you've got your traction control, automatic headlamps, you've got your heated steering wheel, then you have your dash brightness and odometer trip, and a little storage shelf right up top. Taking a look at the steering wheel, it is black leather and black stitching. Left side, controls here for your dash display. Then you've got your hands-free communication and the volume control. Right hand side, radio controls on the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, including both sonar and lane departure. In the middle here is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Right now, you're looking at the settings menu. So this is where you're able to access all sorts of adjustments to customize your driving experience. Everything from personal profile, Bluetooth to connection, Wi-Fi display, voice search, customizing, info, security, etc. On top of this, you got a couple things in here. One of them is the climate display. So you have it for the front, for the back, as well as additional options, which is the Eco Heat Cool setting. You also have your trip information, and then your general vehicle alert system. In the middle is phone connectivity, so this is for connecting your personal device to the vehicle via Bluetooth. And then lastly, or not quite last, second to last, you have your audio listening, AM, FM, and satellite radio. Full Bluetooth connectivity includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there's optional USB adapters throughout. All the way at the top is the optional navigation. You can choose to connect this through Toyota Connected Services. Volume control is on the bottom left-hand corner. Underneath this is the climate control center. So, as we said, you do have controls for your rear section. You can choose to have it synced up to the front to make things nice and easy, or you can go in and customize things personally for them. Then, going back to the front, you have controls for both driver and front passenger. So that means you can either choose to have your temperatures synced up, or you can choose to have them independent, just like you would have it for your third row sections. There's lots of different arrangements to make sure that everybody is comfortable at all times. Defrost for front windshield and rear windshield are right in the middle, and then on each corner down below, you have 3 levels for heated seat controls for the driver and front passenger. Left of this, you've got your 4-ways and push start ignition. Then you have one of your charger adapters. You also have a wireless charging pad right up front here. So there's little bumpers on the sides, as well as this being a built-in tray space, this whole storage the whole way across. But for this little pad, having these guards means that your phone's not going to go flying around in that space when you have it in there, so it's super safe and secure. Having this also means you don't ever have to worry about having charging cords in your car ever again. Of course, if that is your preference for yourself, you can always use any of the adapters that are left available for you. Then you've got your gear shift, parking brake and parking hold, EV mode and driving modes, lots of cup holder and storage spaces. You even have this little flip away space all the way at the back. Then we have your general console. So you press the button and it will flip itself open. Tons and tons of storage. I can reach all the way down and it goes past my elbow. You also have some charger adapters right here. You'll find a little cutout in the trim, which is meant if you have cords to be able to fish them back outwards without it getting trapped or pinched. And this is one of the great spaces that is meant for potentially holding a phone, so you can easily have your cords coming out and your phone resting inside. Down below, you'll also find more storage underneath here, and you've got 12-volt adapter down there too. Now, on the right-hand side, down below, there's also a lockable glove box. Looking up overhead, we've got what appears to almost be a sunglasses compartment, but it's not. This is a little mirror. So this, as anybody who has driven around with tons of passengers in the back probably knows, sometimes it is very hard to keep an eye on traffic behind yourself because the people in the back or even cargo in the back is being distracting, if not blocking your view entirely. This means that you can instead dedicate this guy to keeping an eye on your passengers while making sure that this is dedicated solely to traffic. So you have two different purposes for two different mirrors in order to maximize your safety. On top of that, you've got your SOS button, overhead lighting controls, and on either side is the power door controls for the coordinating side's power door. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Sienna LE front-wheel drive in the color white. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.